Chris and Ryan, and we know that you're dying to hear what we have to say today. I say we hear what we have to say today. It's the blank. Fill it in. Fill it in. Fill it in. Yeah.
Go.
Recording.
Does it say that on your end too? Oh, yes. I guess it does.
Yeah, it does. We're live. You're so inappropriate. We are live. We are live.
Progress.
We are live, and you are inappropriate.
Send an email.
Young world. Get jiggy with it. Get jiggy.
I would see, that one line in Big Pimpin'?
There's multiple.
Where he's like, something about playing with a dick in a truck.
I'm your host, Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. What the fuck kind of question is that?
Just saying, man.
Jesus Christ.
I remember when I first bought, or my brother bought that album, and I listened to it for the first time, and I heard that lyric, and I'm like, what is he even talking about? And then in the video, he's actually like, Big Pimp, and he makes the set like the action as if he actually has like a toy Tonka truck with a dick in it. But I could have that wrong. I don't know. Maybe we need to do like a analytical.
Can we please do that? Because we're not trying to convey the message that Jay-Z enjoys Tonka trucks with dicks in them. My God.
Analytical episode coming up for you guys.
Jesus Christ. What are you doing, dude? Anyways, welcome to this week's episode where we assure you Tonka trucks and dicks will not be mentioned. Dicks maybe, depending on what's going on here. But Jesus Christ.
Come on, Lois.
What the fuck?
All right, sorry. I'll be a little more professional.
Yeah, please do.
But
play them. Let them play with the dick in the truck.
See?
Hold on. The reference, I'm on genius.com. Go on Genius for all your lyric clarifications. The line is, then it's beep beep and I'm picking them up. Let them play with the dick in the truck. A spiritual predecessor of Parking Lot Pimpin', a track that detailed the positives of sex on wheels. And the line reference is, big trucks when I want to fuck and it's time to get ass. I turn automobiles to hotels on wheels. I got money for a room. It's just the fact that I'm trill. So it's not Tonka trucks. You're not going to go to Toys R Us. And,
I think we definitely get arrested if we keep talking about that. I mean?
Those commercials would be wild. Tonka, pick up a Tonka truck today. Dick sold separately.
I get the line now that you say
now
that.
You understand.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yes, does that make sense now?
But as a young kid listening to Jay-Z, I didn't know.
So you went to Toys R Us. You're like, I would like this taco truck. What section do you have the dicks?
I was like, man, Jay-Z had it in his song. Like, what are you guys talking about? You don't have it.
Are they like? I was told to understand they sell them separately. So which aisle? Which aisle are the dicks in? Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you for coming to another week's episode. Sorry we had to start it off all wild and crazy. We're going to save that for later, but apparently, no, we started right from the get-go, right off the roof. But thanks for coming to this week's show. Ryan, do you want to say what?
Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize, listeners. You're sitting there, me and Carlos making jokes for the past couple of minutes, but I hope you enjoyed that. If you don't know that song, Big Pimpin' by Jay-Z, definitely listen to it.
You live under a rock. You live under a rock. Who doesn't know that song?
It's a huge song. I don't even know when that came out. It had to be like
98,
98, something like that. Like,
let me guess.
Huge huge time.
Oh, 2000.
Oh,
Oh,
2000.
recorded in 99, released in 2000.
Okay. But yeah, huge tune. Go listen to that. Jay-Z. That was a big tune. That was still dope to this day.
Yes.
Still relevant. But
you know what he regrets? He actually regrets that song.
Really? Why is that?
Because he's implying he wants to have sex with women in trucks, dude. Maybe there's a kid out there in Marcy Projects. It's like, hey, Jay-Z, I also bought Tonka trucks with dicks in them. It's like, no, that's not what I...
I hope that the Tonka marketing team was kind of like, we have a chance to sponsor this guy.
We could do this, guys. This could work. Jay-Z promoting us. Let's think about it. Let's think about the dick thing. Hey, no, what are you doing, brother? No, let's not do that.
Tonka would have made a killing if they did have to sponsor Jay-Z at that point.
But then, then they're just like the trauma that they have to think about. And then the parents getting nervous. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know about that one.
Oh,
say hi. Say hi to the folks, Ryan.
What?
Say what up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Man, it's almost as if it's like me and Carl's not even recording anymore nowadays. But it's like, okay, I'm sorry, but
well, why not? Just talk like you would.
Happy Thursday to everybody who's listening. Thank you for joining for another week. Here at the Blank. I think today's episode is actually going to be really fucking interesting. It's definitely a topic that goes around quite a bit. I think in general, and I do want to kind of talk about, how far in history we've kind of gone in relation to the topic itself. But just before we do happen to get into that, happy Thursday. Thank you for joining for another week. It should be an interesting episode. Definitely a lot of laughs, hopefully. A lot of interesting points too, I think, that we're definitely going to get into. One of the things
I do. Get the view right?
What view right?
For the video. You remember what I'm talking about?
No,
what happened the last time?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, we're side by side today. We're good.
All right.
We're good.
Carry on.
Mess up on my part, technical issues.
Would you stop letting them know that you mess up? We're perfect here at the Blank. We don't make mistakes.
But in this case, if you are listening to the podcast, happy Friday as well. The weekend's always coming up, which is great. Crazy thing, I just wanted to kind of start off by saying, Carl, it's crazy how we're almost like halfway through January already. It felt like New Year's and Christmas just like flew, which is pretty fucking wild. But overall, how was your day? How was your day so far?
It was all right. It was all right. Just worked on my stuff and, working from home now. It's been a while. I think we're almost at the 2-year mark for working from home. Yeah. Crazy, man. I miss people. I miss interacting, just appreciating everything in life. Women, I miss that. I'm appreciating the women. Some men, depending how good they look, You're
looking like Denzel.
Yeah, man.
Let me know.
Want to tell them, and just missing going out to bars. I miss hanging out with friends. I miss going to protest where the government's trying to fucking run us down because of the unvaccination bullshit, convincing us that COVID is real and whatnot. Hail Chris Guy. Hail Chris. Ha!
Oh my God.
Yeah, just living day by day. How was your day?
It's good. Yeah. Woke up, still breathing. It's always a good day. Can't complain. Yeah. As you can kind of see, I think I spent a couple of hours yesterday actually kind of rearranging some stuff. This is, I think we stated in a previous episode or a couple episodes ago, but this room will be the future of the Blank studio. So me and Carlos are just kind of getting stuff together. Unfortunately, we are doing it virtual today, but by next week we should be back in person to what you're used to. So we are happy about that. There's still quite a bit of stuff that we do need to rearrange and move around. I'm hoping that you guys can see the poster back there, which is dope. I did have to take it down from my window, so you unfortunately won't see that anymore, but it does happen to be here, and Carlos and I will have a great setup, hopefully coming in the coming days. We've actually purchased a couple of equipments that hopefully will shine a little bit lighter on us when we do happen to kind of show it for next week. So we're excited about that. But the day's been good. I can't complain whatsoever. In this case, from your point with Mr. Chris Sky, that was one of the first things I did want to bring up in our recent news. So I was reading Reddit in the past week.
Yes.
One of the major posts, at least on the Edmonton Reddit, and I follow the Edmonton Reddit even though I'm not from Edmonton.
They got some traction here in the
in GTA. But the Edmonton Reddit, usually, just for the people who happen to live in the city or whatever it may be. But I have a couple of friends out there, so that's why I happen to follow that Reddit, just because it makes me think about them. So shout out to Edmonton. I hope you guys are doing well. But in this case, there was a Reddit post specifically from an anonymous nurse. One of the great things about Reddit is that majority of it is anonymous, I would say. But she's a nurse that happens to be giving out vaccines. During that time where she happened to be working, she had an individual come into, I guess, her spot.
The individual's name was not mentioned.
The individual's name was not mentioned in the post. And in this post, she was pretty much just saying how this guy was such a piece of shit. Huge anti-vaxxer, just came in complaining to get his vaccine, just saying how the government's forcing them to do it. And he was caring a lot about how his health records are supposed to be privatized and people aren't supposed to know this and that. But at the end of the actual meeting or visit, he did end up getting his second vaccine that day. They didn't
the patient, sorry to interrupt, he also mentioned that, that he was nervous about getting the vaccine, and the nurse did address that and said that it's no big deal, you're doing a good thing. But the patient did say that it is a big deal for me to get this vaccine. A lot of people would freak out if they know that I got this vaccine.
That's wild. So because the post, like Carl stated earlier, they didn't say the patient's name whatsoever. But if you have been listening to the news in the past 2 years, you definitely have heard or seen this guy on television. And supposedly it is Mr. fucking Chris Sky.
Hell! Excuse me. I'm sorry.
And for anybody who doesn't know who Chris Sky is, because you don't happen to watch the news for whatever reason, he happens to be probably the most infamous anti-vaxxer fucking weirdo on or in Canada.
And cute. Oh, was I not muted that time? I'm sorry. No, please go ahead. I am so sorry.
Wow. I don't even know what to say anymore, Carlos.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
But in this case, dude is a huge anti-vaxxer, promotes not getting the vaccine, has tons and tons of followers, holds tons of protests across all of Canada. If you've seen one recently, he was in the West Edmonton Mall, getting arrested by causing a ruckus with him and a bunch of his goonies.
Dressed as Santa Claus.
Dressed as Santa Claus. It was right around Christmas. I think it was at a Build-A-Bear or something like that.
Yeah.
But his whole premise and his whole sort of, infamous why he's famous is because he's an anti-vaxxer. And then this post sort of exposed him in a certain way. So the post in itself, we can assume that it was Chris Sky. Pretty much everyone in the comments kind of, confirmed it. She kind of confirmed it subtly. Didn't really say the name because she doesn't want to get in trouble. But definitely it seems like that. So like, Carlos, what do you think? Do you think he has his vaccine? Is he a hypocrite? What do you think of this guy?
Like, all jokes aside, I wouldn't put it. I'm not going to say. I don't know for sure who the hell knows if he has it for sure. Only he does, and the person that possibly gave him the vaccine knows. Who knows? Like, if he got the vaccine, then obviously there's no purpose to what he's doing right now. He's basically a hypocrite. He's going back on his word. He's trying to fight the government on freedoms that they have, their right to not get the vaccine. If he ends up getting it, or if he did get it, you don't have to, regardless if he got it or not. The dude's a clown, already. I mean,
super clown.
Yeah, he's an idiot. Like there's videos of him like being a piece of shit to his supporters enough as is. So the fact that he's doing that and then he actually ends up getting the clown. He is a clown. The vaccine. Then like what's the point of the protests? What's the point of gathering all these people who believe in you and who trust in you to show that no, it's not the way to go to get this vaccine? I want to be clear. If you are able to get it, you should. For the sake, not just don't think about it for yourself like these people do. Think about it for others. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's just my 2 cents there. I mean, this country the world is basically divided as we speak right now with the vax and anti-vax. It's I wouldn't say splitting families apart, but it's definitely causing a drift between friends and family. So the fact that you're continuing to egg this on is showing really piece of shit movement. Yeah. If you did get the vaccine, just be open about it. No, it's no big deal, dude. I mean, like he actually there was a video of him denying it. Obviously, he came out with a video denying it. He specifically told people to suck his big Italian, Tonka truck. But he said he'd also give $10,000 to anybody that can prove that he got vaccinated. Now, I don't know if it's worth it, because I can assure you he would not pay you. He'll probably take a lawsuit against you for revealing medical records.
Slander.
Yeah. But I don't know about that one. I just think he's a clown regardless if he got the vaccine or not. Just don't follow him. He seems to be an idiot. You know what I mean? I remember there's this one video of him. He was at Edmonton Mall. It was him and his wife, and he was there without a mask. And security was very lenient with him. Just say, "Sir, if you're not going to wear a mask, please leave." Then he went on to talk about how, he's. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. What? Oh, did you not get it? Is your hair growing back?
Yeah, of course. You don't see it?
I see it. That's why I'm noticing it.
But yeah. Sorry, I tried to take that off. It was getting a little bit hot.
A little heated in there. This Chris Guy thing's getting you a bit worked up, huh?
Some of this Nelly, getting hot.
Oh, jeez.
That country grammar, man.
Okay. Anyways, where was that? Yeah, so he was at the West Edmonton Mall before. It was just him and his wife. And they were being lenient with him. They were asking him to please leave. And then he's going on about, dude, the government is trying to tell us to wear a mask. They're controlling us, dude. They are trying to control us. We have rights. We have freedoms. Sir, could you please just leave? Just please go that way. Yeah. And then, they had to force him. So they grabbed him up and they're like, oh, no, get off me. Then the wife's like, oh, no, they're assaulting a woman. And thousands and hundreds of the people in the mall are just looking and just like, all right, carry on with our day here. Yeah. Moving on. Nothing to see here. But, yeah, dude. It'll be true. If you got the vaccine, just be honest about it. And if he didn't get it, dude's still a clown. He has nothing. Look, what are you trying to prove here? Because the world's going to go back to normal one day, and then you know what's going to happen? He's no longer going to be relevant. All he's doing is just wanting to be relevant. He's just shit starting to be relevant. That's all. He wants attention. That's what he wants. He found his moment, and he capitalized on it. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Don't give all these dudes want is attention. Just don't give it to them.
Yeah, the Chris Guy thing is definitely, it's one of the crazier moments that's come out of Canada during COVID.
Oh, for sure.
News articles and stuff like that. I don't want to give this guy too much attention on our podcast, but I just wanted to bring that up because it is kind of funny. But those are one of the recent things. Carlos, do you have any recent news to bring up as of today?
Do I?
I got one more thing, but yeah, I want you to go first. So,
Drake's hot sauce incident.
Oh, huge.
That is a big one for those who aren't aware. I'm sure the interwebs are going crazy about. Well, I'm sure they are. Drake, who it is rumored that an IG model is pressing charges against Drake for an encounter that they had. So the story goes that Drake and the IG model met through Instagram, and they eventually met in person. Drake sought consent for them to proceed with sexual encounter, as you should.
You should. Consent is important. Everybody.
Very much
Side
so.
note: it is very, very important.
Yes, and so he received the consent. They engaged in foreplay, blowjobs. If you are not getting me so far, they engaged.
Fellatio.
And yes, we'll use scientific terms. I didn't know we were at that point there. So he had returned back. He had went to the washroom quickly. He returned back to the room with a condom on, and then he just looked at her and whispered, "Just hold on, we're going home." He's like, "What? Never mind. Let's have sex.
Never mind. Let's have sex.
Let's just do this." And they engaged in sexual intercourse. He climaxed, threw the condom in the garbage, and he had to go out for a little bit to clean himself up. And the said IG model went to the garbage to find the condom. Used the what would I say? The I guess sperm. Inserted it into her oral area, and she noticed it was kind of hot, and she screamed in pain due to the heat of said, sperm. And Drake came back. "What's going on?" And she just screamed out, "My vagina is literally on fire. Please call 911." And he explained, "Oh, I'm sorry. I put hot sauce in the condom because I heard that's how you get rid of the, sperm, they kill the sperm." So she was not able to produce the babies. Now then.
That's a lot to break down.
That is
quite a story.
Here's my take on it. That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my entire life. If this is real, because I'm having a hard time believing it. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's BS. But that one chance that is real, Drake is an absolute genius. He is a god among men.
Yeah.
And this dude needs to get a Nobel Peace Prize because he has solved an issue for men for quite some time. Just wow. Absolutely incredible story. A phenomenal story.
Yeah.
Just wow.
Definitely one of the great celebrity stories going around
Yes.
the internet now. And I wouldn't have even known if, we have a mutual group friends chat that we all kind of just post a bunch of stupid stuff within, but that happened to get posted. Definitely one of the funniest things to ever happen, I would say, in general. I guess first off, shout out to Drake.
Yes.
A great artist, great dude.
Right.
But in that case, fuck that girl, man. That's actually fucked up. Like, you're really just trying to trap Drake here, and karma fucking hit you. And me being, the Buddhist that I am, it's like, man, karma just hits you so bad. It's like, fuck, man, you literally got it the worst.
That sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Like,
so she probably has PTSD every time she sees a sriracha hot bottle or the bomb. What if he used the bomb?
That would definitely not be a good idea.
No.
And for those who know hot sauces, I think it's on Hot Ones for those who kind of watch that.
The YouTube. Hot Ones, it's the hottest one on the Hot
So
Ones,
shout out to Hot Ones, and that's what kind of gave
he has to do a Hot Ones interview now. I mean, it only makes sense. He has to.
Every hot sauce company needs to come out and try to sponsor Drake.
You're right
now. I'm really hoping that
Sriracha, if you're watching. Let's get it. Let's go. He actually posted a video with a sriracha bottle today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Due to the recent news.
I gotta try and find that. It's very funny.
Yeah. So yeah, man, just get it together. You know, let's hot sauce companies. Now's your time to jump back in it. Let's go. Let's do it. Or hot ones, reach out to Drake. Let's get this interview going. That it only makes sense. It only makes sense. And to the girl, what if she actually ends up still being pregnant from this?
That would be pretty.
That would be boy,
wild.
Oh dear.
But if she's pressing charges, then she pretty much already outed herself in this case. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, she admitted to taking the condom. You know what I mean?
She tried to get.
I don't know if any judge. I don't know if any judge would put it in her.
That
favor.
judge would just read this and just be like, "Oh my God,
you are an idiot, miss.
You are a moron." Yep.
God.
So yeah, but shouts out to Drake, and you know what? Shout out to the IG model, and shout out to Little Tabasco when that child grows up. You know,
Little Tabasco,
Tabasco Graham. That's not all. I have a few more. Do you want to go on with yours?
I think the one last thing I do want to throw in, and I'm going to talk very shortly about this. It's only going to be one statement.
Oh dear.
And I'm not going to take long.
Is it you? Are you admitting you're an alcoholic or something?
What? Never.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, folks. Well, we'll get there one day.
It is now into the first week of the NFL playoffs. This coming up Sunday. So for all of you NFL fans, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday watching your team make it to the playoffs. Unfortunately, I am not wearing Colts gear this week because I happen to be heartbroken on the last Sunday. The Colts did not make the playoffs, and that's all I want to say.
They didn't make the playoffs.
We're not talking about this anymore.
Okay. Well, folks, I will. The Colts didn't make it, guys, so the playoffs are going to be probably the most entertaining it's been in years.
Fucking lit.
It's going to be great. I think the Super Bowl is going to be fantastic this year. So, I mean, yeah, guys, get into it.
Oh, my God.
Let's watch football. Go football, go. Go NFL. Halftime shows are going to be amazing. But, yeah. Wow. Wow. I'm sorry to hear, buddy. You must be going through a hard time.
I was actually sad.
I don't give a fuck. Anyways, I
don't even want to say anything about
it. Oh, buddy.
Next year. That's all I gotta say.
All right. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. For all you little shitheads out there listening, school's open next week, so you can go ahead and gather amongst your What?
For all you little motherfuckers.
Yeah, you little bitch ass niggas out there listening. School's open, so you can go and chill with all your hood rat friends and just cause hood rat ruckus again. So that's what they're saying. So enjoy school and the physicalities of it. Who knows how long this time will last? So enjoy it, embracing one another and love each other. Say what up, and give your teachers less of a rough time. All right, you know they're going through hardships too.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah. A recent news: a Texas mother was trying to sneak in through the border, and her son was in the trunk of the car because apparently he was COVID positive. And she didn't want to get COVID. Now look, I know.
Whoa. Okay, so she's from Texas.
Yes.
And where did they catch her?
Crossing the border.
The border of Canada?
I believe it was Mexico.
Oh my God. Okay. Fuck. America.
Because the Mexican border, they had to double check. I'm like, wait, hold on. Don't wait. She's sneaking. She's going into the Mexico, right? Hang on. What? Is that how this works? Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, what? No. That's not how this works.
Oh my God. We're going to get canceled, man. Fuck.
Oh, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Anyways, all you goddamn Mexican. No, excuse me. I'm kidding. I love all y'all Mexicans. Just I love y'all. But it is a silly story. I mean, there was a better way to, not to get your child into Mexico. Surely by not bringing him, if he has COVID, would have been a smart idea. But I mean, get your shit together, lady. New Weekend album. You listen to it?
No, I have not actually.
Are you trying to piss me off?
I actually haven't listened to probably the last 2 or 3 of them. I'll be honest with you. And I know that's fucking terrible because The Weeknd's a freaking god.
I'm gonna invite someone else to listen to the host this week. Get out. Get out. Listen to it. No, get out. Get out. Is Alessia there? Get Alessia to bring it in this week.
Sorry, man. The Weeknd's a god. Praise The Weeknd. Hail The Weeknd. Unfortunately, I just haven't listened to his albums. But is it good? I'm sure
it was decent.
I'm sure
people love the album. They're like saying it's incredible. And I heard it. I'm just like,
like an album of the decade kind of thing.
They're saying, they're like comparing it. Like they're saying it's possibly one of his best albums. I'm like,
wow,
easy. I don't know about that one. Timbaland's compared it to Thriller, and I'm like, hey,
really?
Hey,
that's huge. Timbaland.
That's Tim. I know, but I mean, come on, Thriller.
I don't know. Can you compare anything to Thriller?
No, it's Thriller.
Yeah,
it's Thriller. You can't. I'm sorry. Nothing's gonna come close.
I think I saw like a poll the other day on Reddit where it was like, what was better, Thriller or Off the Wall? And for those who don't know what we're talking about 2 OG godsend albums.
2 of the greatest albums ever made.
Of all time. So go look that up if you don't know what Thriller and Off the Wall is. But yeah, just 2 cents.
So who won the poll?
I think it was Thriller. I'm pretty sure it was Thriller by like a little bit. It wasn't much. It was definitely a close race, I'm pretty sure, but I think Thriller takes the crown on that one, that's for sure.
Quincy Jones, who was the executive producer and producer for both albums, he said in his personal opinion he liked Off the Wall better. Wow. So that says a lot.
Yeah, that's huge.
But I don't know. Me personally, if I had to choose, probably Thriller. Between Off the Wall's great. It has She's Out of My Life, and you know how I feel when alcohol is infused. And Don't Stop Till You Get Enough was Off the Wall. That was great. Also the song Off the Wall. Rock With You. Oh my God, how great is that song?
It's hard, man.
That's tough. That's a tough one. What about you? If you had to choose one album?
I'm probably going Thriller as well. Even though Don't Stop Till You Get Enough is like one of the most iconic songs of all time.
Top tier. We'll move on for now. There's a fine. In Quebec, they're fining. They're thinking about, or I think they're implementing fines for non-vaxxers. And that's, I don't know. I have my take on it. I think it's kind of bad to fine people who aren't vaxxed. With the whole healthcare thing, it's kind of like now you're just basically giving them not a choice to let them live. You know what I mean? To find someone for not, like, the idea is to give them the option, but now you're not necessarily directly forcing people, but you're indirectly telling them get the vax or else we'll make your life miserable. And I found out news today actually that there's been a spike in first doses just today alone since since last year. There's been a higher spike of first doses now since they announced the fine situation. And now they're saying that Ontario might implement the same thing, which is, I disagree with it.
Yeah, I think that, and try to kind of remember some of my like politics classes from like university and college. And I think that there is the way that laws like that happen to get passed and how they work is that if the federal government feels like the provincial government aren't doing their jobs in relation to like, you know, for the people kind of stuff, and then they can actually come and take over and be like, no, you can't do that. Justin Trudeau recently had, I think, like a press conference just about COVID, and then one of the I guess reporters actually asked him about it, and I think he was almost kind of like a neutral answer, which was kind of like, oh, I don't.
Well, that's most. Here's my take on it. I think Trudeau is one of the most like robotic people on the planet. That dude could not ever have a thought of this for himself. Like, dude, it scares me whenever he has his press conferences because he never directly answers of people, ever. I've never seen it. Even when that trial for the We Day thing, like they were asking him questions, and the dude was just like avoiding everything that was being asked of it.
That's what makes a good politician.
Do you think so?
Definitely. Well, a good politician in like the state of politics on paper. Yeah, that's how all politicians do it. If you go back to, if you watch all the CPAC shit for years, and so for our South Korean listener and our States listeners, what CPAC is, it's Canadian television. It's like a television. I don't remember exactly which channel, but it pretty much just shows what happens in the House of Commons in Canada all day, every day, and just talks about like politics and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like all politicians do that kind of shit, especially the ones that can get on TV and stuff like that. The ones that are actually trying to make changes, those guys don't get viewership. So I feel like our majority of politicians are good, beat around the bushes. Those type of people.
Is that the term you just
beat around the bush?
Beat around the bushers.
Don't beat around the bush.
All right. Well, you know what? I think regardless of how I feel about him, Trudeau seems like a stand-up guy. You know, he tries to deliver for the people as much as he can. And you know what this is? This is only just another thing, another reason to keep the black man down. I'm with you, black man Trudeau. You're one of us, sir. Black don't crack, baby. I'm with you, sir.
But
you're right, Ryan?
Super fucked up. I really hope they don't. I really hope they don't implement that fine, because that's just fucking. I think there's a line, and that seems like it's crossing it, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with that?
All right. Yeah, I don't. Let's hope they don't do that, because to be honest, I didn't get my booster. I don't want to be paying no fines or not receiving health care simply because I didn't get a medical shot. I feel okay. I'm taking my vitamin D, which I recommend for everybody. Take vitamin D. It's cold out. It's winter. You're supposed to take vitamin D. There's less sunlight, especially so that you're working from home. Take vitamin D, guys. Highly recommended. Boost your immune system, you know? You don't feel like a god, but your immune system will thank you later. But lastly, in a bit of bummy news, Mr. Bob Saget.
Oh yes.
For all you 90s kids, you'll remember Bob Saget as the host of Full House and America's Funniest Home Videos. He passed away this past Sunday. I don't believe it came out specifically how he died. They know that foul play was not involved. There was no drugs or anything like that involved. It wasn't suicide neither. They believe it might be scleroderma. It's some sort of brain aneurysm thing that happens. His sister passed away from it in the 90s, so I believe they might believe I don't believe they've announced the results yet, but there's rumors going around that it could be the case for him, that he may have been affected from it as well. There is an organization that he supports for scleroderma. I do not have the website with me right now, but I can post it later. If you can support, if Bob Saget played a role in your life, whether it be from Full House or as a stand-up comic or on America's Funniest Home Videos, please feel free to donate, or just donate in general if you know anyone else affected by scleroderma, or just donate, to help a good cause. It sucks, because Bob Saget was, I remember just Bob Saget as a kid, you know what I mean? I watched a few episodes of Full House, and he seemed like a pretty stand-up dude. And then as I got older, I found out dude was a pretty dirty comic. Pretty rough. I was watching a video the other day, and he had a joke. And this was while he was on Full House, but this was a stand-up comedy routine that he had outside of the show, where he like, yeah, so I've been with my girlfriend of 7 years now. Yeah, she just she just started kindergarten. Jesus Christ. I'm like, holy shit, this is the dad from Full House. Oh my God. Wow. But dirty aside, you know what everyone is saying about him? That he's literally one of the nicest people you could have ever met. And if he loved you, he'll let you know it. Like, no, not one person could ever say a bad thing about him, except that he's extremely dirty as a comic. But other than that, he truly let people, people knew that he cared about them. He cared about other people. So, yeah, rest in peace, Bob. Condolences to the family and friends of his, and yeah, Full House forever, man.
Yeah, definitely Bob Saget. He's not a huge, I guess, impact or influence on my life in any way. I never really watched Full House, but I knew of it.
Nice thing to say for about a dude.
Well, it's tough when somebody goes, right, at any point, kind of thing. But I know how big of an impact Bob Saget did happen to have in the world in relation to comedy, and like Full House in itself is an iconic show. Mary Olsen twins, like everyone knows that. Bob Saget,
Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Yeah, like it's huge in itself, kind of thing. And for somebody to die like that, unfortunately, it's a huge, saddening gray cloud that kind of sits over, the world in itself. So rest in peace to him. Condolences to the family. And yeah, man, tough, like super, super tough. You never want to see that.
Yeah. Rest in peace, sir. Well, get on to the main topic.
To jump right into dirty jokes.
Oh, Jesus. Well, let's just give the preface as to what we're talking about. I'll read the statement. We will post a picture of it on Instagram after as well. But here's a reference as to why we are talking about this today. Here, I shall read the statement on a Facebook post that this female had made. Are you ready, Ryan?
I'm ready.
You should take notes just in case. I don't like the sarcasm, sir. Anyway, in response to those that see all of this as a hoax, let me insert a quote from an anonymous Instagram model who decided to tell Atlanta Celebrity News about her experience with Saudi royals. She says, I've literally, blah, 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 blah. God damn it. I had one fucking job. I am the worst at this. I've literally been pissed on and shitted on so many times. I just don't understand why they like it. After the third time you get shit on, you get used to it. I've had sex with a German Shepherd dog in front of Saudi royalty. I've got paid to eat shit. I've got paid to get beat up. I've even had to stick a live salmon in some 65-year-old man's ass. I've had sex with 14-year-old boys to make them men. I've smeared my face with their shit. So to all of you ladies that are going to bash me, I'm 24 years old now and I have $1 million liquid in my bank account. I am now retired and can have normal sex with whoever I want. Okay. That is a lot to unpack here. So let's break this down a little. It's a lot to unpack. So how'd you unpack that salmon from from that dude's anus?
God, man. I guess first off, to get somewhat of the premise of, why Carlos just kind of went through that. So I guess it's like some random woman that did a whole bunch of like weird shit for money.
Yes.
And today's episode, we really wanted to kind of get into the concept of like, what would you do for money? And like,
what would you do
is
for a
there
Klondike bar?
is there a line? Is there something that you wouldn't like? Is there an area that you just wouldn't touch? Like, you know what I mean? It's just a weird concept. And then that post in itself just like emphasized.
She just crossed that line of the area you wouldn't touch and just
fucking
embraced it.
Like ran through the touchdown line. I don't know, man. It was just fucking crazy to hear that. And I don't even know if it's real or not. But I almost see it being real. I can fully think that there's people out there that are into
with
that.
a few Saudi royals back in your day.
No, definitely not.
Burj Khalifa and partied it up a little bit.
I don't know. But what do you think? What do you think of that post just from a first glance, Carlos? Like, what is your
review? It was shocking. It was, I mean, a girl who would admit that about herself. I mean, you have no reason not to believe her. But at the same time, I mean, if someone's comfortable saying that they got shat on, I believe them. I believe them. But that's my take on it. I don't know for real if it's real. I mean, this is her say on it. It takes a lot. Well, apparently it doesn't take a lot to get shit on, because she said 3 times. It's just like, all right, that's it. Moving on. Whew. Well, today was a game changer of a day, but got to carry on. But, you know, Jesus Christ. I don't know, dude. That's even the minor thing is so fucked up. She said multiple, dude. And a German Sheppard dog. And then yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, just the crazy thing about it is that, you know, we as like young adults, well, we're not young, I guess, anymore, but I guess we're still young adults.
We are young. What the hell's wrong with you?
Young adults, in this case, we know of, you know, like the sexual fantasies and like people's niches and kinky stuff that happens to go on, you know, behind the scenes in anybody's bedroom, realistically. And we know of these things. Like, these things are, you know, more of like a joke when we're in high school and we talk about it and we make fun of each other. But to actually hear somebody come out in real life and be like, no, I do all of this, and I have a whole bunch of money to show for it. It's kind of like, man, how disgusting are people in general? You know what I mean? Like those kinks and stuff like that. But I guess in this case, I can't really even judge people, because I don't know, everyone has their own kind of I don't know, man. Like, it's I don't know. I had this conversation with Alessia the other day, and I'm like, is it degrading?
What?
Is it degrading?
Yeah.
Is it so? The line of like doing something for like $1 million. You know, there's always like that when we're kids, we're hypothetically making up situations in our head or asking our friends, you know, in the playground, and be like, yo, what would you do for $1 million? Or would you do this for $1 million? Or whatever it may be. And in that case, it's like, Carlos, would you do any of those things?
For $1 million?
Yes.
I can't say I would. I can't say I would. You know what I mean? Just looking in the mirror, just seeing what I just done, making sure I didn't get any doo-doo in my teeth. It says a lot. I can't say I would do any of those things. I mean, I don't know if she's been having a rough time, you know, but I mean, I'm 1 million liquid, and she said she can go back to normal sex. I mean, can you though? I mean, there has to be like, there's no way she did not suffer some sort of trauma. Like when she sees the German Shepherd dog in her neighborhood, she's like, oh my God, no, Jesus Christ, no. But
sorry, go ahead.
No, you please go ahead.
I was going to say, no, I agree with you. I think it's definitely traumatic. I don't know how you live life regularly after that.
You know what I mean? She can't go to Ripley's aquarium because she sees some fish. She gonna lose her shit. You know what I mean? If she even runs into one of those dudes, you know what I mean? She can't go to dinner with these guys and, runs into, it's like, bro, can you imagine she runs up to somebody in the street and then she's like, hey, do I know you from somewhere? Bro, I literally stuck a salmon up your ass like 2 weeks ago. Like literally, you paid me so much money to do that.
And the guy's like,
I don't know.
You gotta be a little bit more particular. I did that 5 times.
Well, yeah, you gotta be. Come on, I just did that yesterday with some other chick. Like, be more specific. I have a salmon up my ass right now. I don't know, dude. That is so much. It's just even the whole Saudi royal situation. It just because we were talking about it, and it goes to show you, like, when you have money, like, is life really that boring? You have to really explore the whole, go outside of the box situation. Henceforth, a reference. This is a Squid Games thing. If you guys haven't seen Squid Game, check it out. These are rich folk who pay to see the Squid Game. If you haven't seen Squid Game, check it out. It was probably the most popular show last year. Yeah, but yeah, just like even what's the name of that movie? I think it was Hostel, where it's just rich folk who kidnap the people that stay at the hostel. Then there was one scene where a rich lady just laid down on a bed, and there's a woman who was tied up on the ceiling, who was previously kidnapped, and she just cut open her organs, and blood would just soak, and the lady would just bathe in the blood. It's interesting now. I think she's I don't know. What? I think she works for Rogers. I don't want to say for sure, but I recognize her. I think she was trying to sell a TV plan on the commercial I've seen once. But I'm kidding. I don't know if any of you Rogers CEOs are into that shit. If you are, just get your shit together, dude. But yeah, it really goes to show you, like, if you really had all that money, is life really that boring? Like, you can't just go to a movie theater and then watch a movie to pass the time.
Those guys got so much money they can build their own movie theater. Like,
I guess they could.
That's the way I look at it with those like Saudi princes and royalty out there kind of thing. Those guys got so much money that it's just like they have nothing else to do. But it's a weird thing where they're just like I wonder if there's a correlation of like the amount of money that you have in your pocket, and then it somehow relates into the weird shit that you're into.
Well, it's not even. It could even not even being the whole board thing. It could even mean that they're above the law. They're so rich they could get away with anything.
Yeah,
they feel like they're that powerful. Like this even goes to the Jeffrey Epstein thing. When he created the island with the miners, he was friends with political leaders. He thought that he could get away with everything. They thought he was with the most powerful people on the planet. You know what I mean? He was friends with Bill Clinton, who was president. Donald Trump, who became president, very powerful businessman. Prince Andrew, obviously. But yeah, you were on an island with which is hella illegal with minors, dude. And these people have so much money. They could literally get any chick they wanted. Not any, but there are a lot of females who would be down to be what's the term for sugar daddies, and then they're down for sugar daddies.
It's got to be this week. I'm sure it's probably been happening for years too.
Bro. I would think even before civilization was even.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know if it gets down to an odd transition from a survival instinct that people happen to have because, and not to get too much into what money is to society and what money is to an individual and how we use it as a tool to be able to kind of, live our lives or whatever it may be. But in this case, for Saudi people and like the Saudi royalty, it's like these guys just have so much money, like you said, like they live above the law, because they have enough money to do whatever the fuck they want, which is the wrong way to do things in life. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have people having to do fucking weird, in my opinion, degrading stuff to be able to have $1 million liquid in their fucking bank account. Like that post, if it is real, is just such a crazy like punch in the face for like reality. It's kind of like these people are doing these crazy things and people are getting paid for it, and people are paying people to do weird shit like Squid Games, Carlos's background. That in itself is fiction. It's a fictional story of, you know, people having to try and do money and then be like the worst person they can potentially be to win this grand prize worth of money. But it's like this in itself is the true real life version of it, if it is real. But I'm sure that there's been things like this that happen in the past all the fucking time. And it feels degrading from afar. Like it's like, man, I can't believe people are actually doing that kind of shit. It's actually saddening and sickening. Like golden retriever, man. Fuck, like
it's fuck, man.
Fucking Lassie, man.
Jesus. Yo, she's on Disney Plus, and then she sees a picture of Airbud, and she's like, "That's kind of cute. That's kind of fire."
Airbud, man.
Airbud, Lassie, freaking god damn it.
Airbud XXX.
Yeah, man. What the hell? Holy shit. There's no way she has a dog. There's absolutely no way she owns a dog or an aquarium. Absolutely not. But $1 million liquid is that, I mean, I'm sure you could retire depending on where you live, but I mean, that money's going to run out.
It could be $1 million, like €1 million. Right? That's like 2 something.
Yeah.
You know,
but I don't know. Eventually that money's going to run out. And then it's pack your goldfish and your, you know, back to square one.
Back to the shit factory.
Yeah, back to the shit factory, bro.
I don't know, man.
Jesus Christ. I don't know, dude. It's a lot. And like, bro, this is like the closest thing to, it's not even slavery. This is just absolutely demeaning. It's disgusting. It's like shit. And like, I'm just going to be like, I don't think the Saudi royals are the only people doing this shit.
No.
There's rich people probably on every single country on this planet that are doing some wild ass shit like this.
So to sort of branch out into a couple of other different aspects that I did want to kind of speak about, because in real life, we do have a bunch of different situations where people are doing things for monetary amount. You know, we don't know exactly what number, but it feels like that is now a route in life to be able to kind of make money, and people make millions and millions doing it. Like we have, even just to get into like all of like streaming culture, you know, in modern day today. So when you have a bunch of people that a platform is opened up for you, aka, you know, or Twitch is one of the biggest examples that as of today, where people go on and they live stream themselves doing a bunch of random shit in life, and then people donate. You know, people interact with their chat, specifically depending on how many followers you have or how many viewers you have. And people just specifically just donate to you to be able to do certain things. So just for an example, you know, I watch Twitch here and there to watch people play Call of Duty. And then like these guys will be like, oh, I'll do a Call of Duty challenge for $50 or something like that. And if I get the challenge and do it for $50, but then you have a whole group of people that are willing to kind of go a little bit farther in relation to what they're willing to do for a specific donation. It's almost as if there is like this like societal line that is created where it's like, okay, this is okay to do, and then this is not okay to do. And that woman that happened to kind of do that whole stuff with the Saudi royal is kind of passing that line, it feels like.
I know.
But yet like Twitch and all the kind of stuff that happens on Twitch is okay. Like some of like, I don't know, man. It's just it's a weird thing. It's almost being like a little bit more normalized to be able to do certain things for monetary amounts. But I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that, Carlos, man? Like, do you think Twitch is okay and like, but then like this is not? or is it all kind of okay, or is it kind of
I want to
opening
be
up?
clear. This Saudi royal shit is absolutely not okay. Not even in the slightest. Uh, Twitch, on the other hand, is more like a. Some people are more desperate for money on there than others. I mean, there's more people who are willing to do not like they obviously have their their morals and their pride, and they're just not willing to do everything. They just want to do a quick thing to have fun with the people they're with. I feel bad for the girls that are out there though, who they probably get some weird ass requests, but luckily, they, you know, there's probably people on there just like, girl, I got the salmon for you. I got
Gonna
this German Shepherd.
ban your weird ass.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I got this German Shepherd that's calling for you. But I mean, yeah, I'm sure girls get weird ass requests, but at the same time, they still have their standards and their pride to not ever, go for shit like that. But
Unintended.
Twitch is more so, yeah, Twitch is more so like and plus Twitch is pretty clear on their standards and rules that they wouldn't allow this shit. So I wouldn't say it's the same thing. Whereas these, the Saudi royals who allegedly did this to this girl is just like, they went all in. They're like, fuck it. You know what? We're just going to use you. We'll pay you. We got the money. Let's just get this shit on the road and do this. I mean, yeah, just like, it's just asking. It's just the people's curiosity to do shit like that just fascinates me. Like, even the girl who's consenting to doing this is just insane to me. How she literally said after the third time being shit on, you are used to it. It's like brushing my teeth, combing my hair, just to get shit on. All that Sephora makeup set, and all that, just to get the whole. It's crazy to me. It reminds me of there was a recent story of a girl. She was popular from a show called 90 Day Fiance. She was selling her farts. And demand was so high for said farts that she ended up in the hospital for doing it too much.
Oh my god,
it's
man.
Crazy to me. But like, I don't get why these people are so. Why would they go for that money? It was probably a homegirl from the Facebook post. She probably missed the smell already, and just give me everything. Give me everything.
To the extent that people are happening to kind of like spend money on these certain things. Like I remember there was this huge thing a couple of years ago where this one girl was like selling her bath water to people, and she would like put it in a jar and then ship it to that individual. Whatever those individuals did with that bath water, if they actually did buy it, I don't know if there probably was. I wouldn't be surprised. But just that sense in itself, it almost feels like it's being normalized as we go on with our days, kind of thing. Like every single day, it almost feels like the line is getting a little bit further in relation to the other side is degrading. Like it's okay to sell my farts and put it in a jar and ship it around the world because somebody who wants to breathe in the jar. Sorry, I can't take that shit seriously, but it's just wild, man. Like I can't imagine it. Like imagine me and you. Like I wouldn't even be able to. Like it just doesn't feel authentic. Like imagine Carlos and I, we started our own Twitch and then we started taking donations based off of just people being like, oh, do this, Ryan, like hit your head against the wall or eat a banana in 20 seconds or something stupid like that. Like that kind of weird shit. Like there's just this whole kind of community that it's almost feeling like it's being normal. I forgot to bring up this one thing, and it was a while ago, but I found it on Reddit where it's really big in Russia supposedly, and I think it's called shit streaming or shit posting or something like that, where these guys out there and women too, I'm sure, they do some of the weirdest shit just for donations on like live stream platforms or whatever it may be. So the video that I happened to watch, there was this guy sitting beside, I don't know if it was his girlfriend and her friend or another woman, but one of the donation like messages that happened to come up was like, hey, smash that girl's head into the wall, into the table for $50 or so, $50 Russian or something like that. So then he goes, oh, really? You're going to donate to me $50? And then he literally takes her head and then smashes it against the table like 2 or 3 times. And then you see the donation pop up. So then in this case, like, that guy's a fucking piece of shit. I don't know why these women are hanging out with this dude, but there is a whole community in Russia that are willing to watch that shit. First off, watch that shit. Second off, stream it and do the things. And then third off, there's actually a platform specifically for that where it's that. And it's not only one person that happens to do it. Supposedly it happens quite a bit. So it's sickening to see shit like that actually happen nowadays, because it's not only just the disgusting parts of life that we think is disgusting, like shit, like salmon up your ass, like eating random crap for money, like that kind of stuff, but it gets into like violence and like fucking all the weird kind of things that aren't just fucking normal or okay in regular day. I don't know, man. It's starting to get scary. So like, yeah, we can sit and laugh at this girl getting shit on and posting it on Facebook, but it gets so far, and that whole kind of aspect that we happen to be running into, and especially in modern day where people are willing to do shit for donations, it's so prominent now. You know what I mean? And it almost seems like it starts with things like Twitch, even though Twitch has like guidelines and like restrictions or whatever it may be, but it feels like it's getting too normalized, in my opinion. I don't know.
Well, can you hear that in the background?
I heard it, yeah, but
okay. I mean, at the end of the day, with that Russian situation, even the girl, I mean, we got to understand that, you know, we have no idea what they're going through.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, as crazy as these stories sound, like, these folks are willing to do anything and everything to, you know, get the money, and, you know, either, I don't know what their situation is, could be feeding their kids, you know, paying for school, you know, just, you know, medical bills, just living basically. So yeah, we have no clue what they're going through. It's just that it sucks that these guys are, you know, resorting to such low tactics to get the money that they deserve, you know, with their whole living situation. Maybe it's even people just love the thrill. You know, we obviously know the Saudi royal, some of the Saudi royals are into that nonsense, and you know, the sick fans on the streaming thing are into that as well. But there could, you know, I believe that there's a portion of the you know, of the people that are actually doing these actions, you know, have a little bit of a kink for it. It's just, I find it weird because I can never relate to that. I mean, you will never see me, you know, walking home and then, you know, my girl holding a salmon, and I'm the, what are you about to do with that? You know, and then she's like, you know, I'm just trying to, hell no, go, put it in the oven, put it in the damn oven. And,
we better be having salmon for dinner today. I don't know about I don't know what you're thinking today.
I don't know what you're thinking about. You know, I'm not doing anything to you, and you sure as hell ain't doing nothing to me. You know what I mean? Just put that in the oven and then call it a night. And let's eat the damn food. But yeah, it just, you know, at the end of the day, we really don't know what people are going through, and it sucks that they have to resort to such things to really do that. It really, I mean, I'm just saying, I've never heard of a story of an African child going through these lengths. It really goes to show you that, like, you know what I mean? Like there are rich people. Like in Ghana alone, we used to be called the Gold Coast before we actually called Ghana. So we do have some wealthy people there. But it goes to show you that, you know, you could go up to an African kid just like, hey, you want to make some dough? You got to, you know, do some stuff for me. And they're like, I'd rather be homeless. Thank you so much. Because it's about pride at the end of the day. You have to have some self-respect. And this lady here, you know, clearly at first it was a bit much, but clearly has the shame of what she's done to post it. And she's retired at 24. That's nice, but to live with what you did says a lot. That really says a lot about her character. And you know, even all the disgusting stuff aside, I mean, like she took, you know, she slept with underage kids.
Yeah. That's
You know,
super fucked up, by the way.
that's you know, you robbed them of their innocence at such an early age. Like they had no idea what they were doing. And they were, you know, and I'm sure these kids were forced again. They had no clue what they were doing. So I mean, it says a lot about you. Like even like this girl alone, like, dude, she's a piece of shit, 100%. Like all disgusting stuff aside, that's not cool.
No.
Like she's admitting to all this. Like almost everything that she admitted is a crime. It's like the animal cruelty thing, and then she's, you know, she's a whole ass pedophile. You know.
Yeah.
Just like it's just, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's, yeah, but at the same time, like you wouldn't want to resort to stuff like that just simply just to make a living. It's just for a quick buck. It's gross. It's gross. Yeah.
To kind of get back into like the roots of us being young and stuff like that, like I know Carlos and I definitely have probably done this in the past where it is, you know, would you do this for $5 or would you do this for $20 kind of thing? So like I think one of the common kind of situations that we have, me and Carlos have a good friend, and I think that we're trying to offer him a certain amount of money to go get his nipples pierced. And so we're all sitting out like at this bar. You know, shout out to the Irish pub. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen to be there anymore.
It was my birthday, by the way.
It was Carlos's birthday. We're all sitting there drinking, having a great time or whatever it may be. And then we got into this whole kind of game that we were playing. And then it got past that to a certain point. And then I think at one point, enough of us put in like around like $100 or like $150. We're like, yo, go get your nipples pierced. And he wouldn't do it. He thought about it. And he was like, man, like, do I do it?
He really considered it.
He really considered it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, why wouldn't you do it? I don't know, Carlos, would you do it for $150 today? Would you go get your nipples pierced?
No, I would not. No. And for the record, they did not once sing me happy birthday that night. You know, the whole nipple piercing thing took up the whole party. I'm almost certain they almost forgot it was my birthday by the end of that night.
I thought it was a nipple piercing party. Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
For the record. For the record. But yeah, no, like, dude, I'm sorry. That's not something I'm into. I don't care how much you pay. I'm not getting my nipples pierced for money. That's just not me. Like, dude, I don't even have tattoos. Like, I don't plan on getting tattoos and getting paid for it. I have nothing. Like, what purpose would that serve? Like, I'm just gonna look at myself in the mirror and just be like, $150? Word? Really? That's all I did this for. Again, have some pride, dude. You know, have some self-respect. Like, come on. And I'll be, you know, I'm not judging people with nipple piercings and tattoos. That's do what you gotta do. But that's just for me. It's just like, if I don't want it and I have to resort to, you know, getting rid of my pride just for the money, it's just like, guys, like, come on. You know, everyone has abilities and talents to do something. You know, just go out and do what you love. Don't ever think that you don't have enough money to, you know, there's always time to make money. Like, I know, you know, government's going to give you deadlines and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to resort to, you know, demeaning yourself and demeaning, and you have to bear in mind, you're representing your family. Like, her father or mother is reading this, is just like, oh my God. And now the family reunion is going to be all kinds of awkward now. And like, you know, now the family has one less dog sitter to look for whenever people, the family's out of town. And it's just like, hey, I can look after your dog for the weekend. And then the father just be like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's just I don't get it. I don't ever, lose your self-respect. That's all you got at the end of the day, folks. Okay? Don't fall into peer pressure. Don't be these folks on the YouTubes and the Twitch streams that are just, I don't know. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think as like we've kind of gotten older in our mind states, and earning your hard worked dollar, however amount of hours that you happen to work a day to be able to kind of make that dollar, it really starts to change your perspective on just the young mentality of like selling your soul for $1 million kind of thing. Like before, you take it in a heartbeat and be like, okay, fuck it, like let's do this or whatever, right? But then as soon as you begin to realize like things like self-respect and things like your pride, and like Carlos brought up earlier, like the representation of your family and how people are going to think about you, and how your family looks at you, all of those things sort of kind of come into play as you get a little bit older. So I think that if you probably asked 19-year-old Ryan, I would go get my nipples pierced for $50. Like that kind of stupid stuff. And then like, I think one time one of our friends, we brought up a situation. It's like, if we went into a goldfish shop or like a pet store and bought a goldfish, would you eat the goldfish for $5 or $10 or whatever it may be? And at a young age, I was kind of like, yeah, fuck, it's $10. Like all I have to do is eat this goldfish. I'm not going to get sick, hopefully. Or it's not demeaning at any point because I'm not really thinking about that, because those kind of things don't really come up. But as you happen to get older, we realize that it's like, man, sometimes the things that we value outside of money mean way more than money in itself. And it really gets into the concept of like, what individuals think about money, and how high do you hold money on a pedestal in relation to your life specifically. You have the freedom to be able to pick and choose and do whatever the fuck you want, but it's like, is money the biggest role that's going to make you do certain things that maybe you wouldn't do without that money? I know over the past couple of years, it's really made me question a lot of my decision making. It's like, am I happy doing this? Am I happy buying this? Is it going to make me happy? Is money the root of all evil or the root of happiness, or whatever it may be? And it makes you question those certain things. And I think that's one thing I kind of wanted to talk about before the end of this conversation, Carlos, is that, what is money to you? Does it hold that high pedestal, or is it just kind of like, the necessary tool for us to be able to survive on like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs kind of shit? Like,
ooh, okay.
Like, what do you think in this case? Like, is money the end all be all for you? Like, is that you hope to take money to the grave with you, or is it like, man, money ain't shit? Because I think that that's what it really comes down to in relation to this situation. What would you do for money? Like, that's our main broadcast or title for this episode in itself.
I mean, money is I want to say it's important, but at the same time it's not. Realistically, because I know we mentioned earlier, you talked about how that homeboy who sold everything and literally just
yeah.
What were you talking about?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the fucking
the choke slamming of the female through the table.
What happens in Russia stays in Russia, kind of thing.
Oh boy, that's not the case. Clearly, that's not the case, sir. Clearly, what happens in Russia is for the World Wide Web now. Yeah, no, just you mentioned that dude who literally just works and just lives his necessary needs and then donates everything else. Like clearly, money is not it's not the top priority. You know what I mean? It's cash doesn't necessarily rule around me. All right. It shows that money. let me put it like this. Do you remember that commercial? What would you do for, or those Klondike commercials?
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah. And polish balls for it. Yeah, just like it goes to show you that like those commercials, they did some wild shit. There was one commercial specifically where a lady would be like, I don't know, for a Klondike bar, I guess I would stand on the wall and throw a knife and have knives thrown at me and outlined, and hopefully none of them would reach out for me. I'm just looking at these crazy ass people. That's like Klondike bars are not that good. They're not that great. Jesus.
We just lost our sponsor to Klondike Bar. Any potential?
Well, whatever. I don't care. Screw you, Klondike. But I mean, at the same time, it just goes to show you that, like, if obviously those commercials are not real, but if people are willing to do that for mediocre chocolate, what? Imagine what people would do for money. And that shouldn't be the case. Money, at the end of the day, is used to pay for your bills. And that's all it should be used for. It doesn't mean, just because you are low 1 month, doesn't mean you have to go and resort to doing all these. Get a part-time job if money's not coming in as enough. Do something. You know what the issue is? The wage floor. I'm going to get all economical and accounting firm wise. People simply just, I know for me, because it's happened to me before where I've lost a job and I just don't want to, I don't want to find a job that that paid less than the job I previously had. I had to either find a job of equal value that pays equal or more. And I couldn't demean myself. So, if I lost a job from an insurance company, I can't go to work at McDonald's and pay for this, though I could, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, if I just go and worked at McDonald's in the meantime, I would probably, pay the bills for now. But it's just me in my zone. I'm just so used to working for these big wig companies. I just gotta work with this company. I gotta find another company of equal value to make the money that I previously made, or even more money. And that's not only me. A lot of people, dealt with that. Mm-hmm. Wage floor is a perfectly natural thing to have, but I mean, there is no wage floor for what the homegirl did in Saudi. She's retired now, so I mean, hopefully she doesn't have to resort to doing stuff like that again. But at the end of the day, money doesn't make the world, money, obviously, I guess money does make the world go round, but it shouldn't you shouldn't have to feel like it makes you, right? It doesn't, I don't know how to explain this carefully. I'm losing my thoughts.
Shouldn't define you as a person, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's I think if you look up somebody's Instagram bio, their Twitter bio, and they have to try to describe themselves in a couple of words, I hope that your bio shouldn't be money enthusiast or money go-getter or something along those lines. I don't know.
Speaking of bios, I'm just saying, if for you females and possible males out there, if you're half naked on these Instagram posts, don't be quoting from the Bible. Jesus wouldn't be evil with that. All right. Just saying. Just a thought. I'm sick of going on these Instagram pages. You're a buck ass, and then you have Matthew chapter 1 verse 2, and I'm like, huh? What? And then there's a video of you rapping to Future and going nuts on it. It's like, wait, what? That's just a side rant, but I don't know. That's all.
We're definitely going to come back to that in a later episode.
Yeah, just critiquing. So what would you do for $1 million, Ryan? What's the extent you'd go for? Would you kill a man? Would you do some freaky deaky stuff?
I'm not gonna lie.
Steal?
I've definitely done my fair share of stupidness for money. I'm not gonna sit here and self-incriminate myself for the stuff I've done in the past.
Well, I mean,
but
how are you gonna self-incriminate?
But I've definitely done some stupid stuff growing up, and I think that it plays a role into just me growing up as an individual. And I think that a lot of people happen to do this, or it's kind of a natural aspect in life that you happen to grow up, and your values change and your thought process change, and you know what you value from when you were 19 doesn't matter when you're 29. Like, you know, a lot of the stupid things that I did for, you know, to make $20 here and there or whatever like that, it didn't make sense at that point in time, but I valued it at that point in time. But now that I grew up and realized how money is not so important, at least to me personally anymore, how much happier I am and how much, you know, better I can live my life to be able to kind of just use money as a tool instead of, you know, gathering it like fucking seeds to build a garden or some shit like that. Like, it's just not, I'm not there anymore mentally. So the thing about it is I can't say that I haven't been at that point. I think it's just part of growing up. But for $1 million,
oh dear.
No, I'm just kidding. Liquid
in your account.
I don't know.
Would you do any of the one thing she listed?
I definitely, like, if you had to pick one, we're not bringing in the 14-year-old shit. That's like out of the thing. But if I had to pick one, and you're gonna pick one too, Carlos.
Oh, Jesus.
I would have to say I would probably smear poo on my face. For $1 million. I would do that. I would probably do that. I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that, but if I had to pick one of those situations that she happened to go through, then I would probably smear poo on my face.
Damn.
Being honest. Just to be honest.
Damn. Wow.
And just before Carlos answers,
but would you do it for a third time? Where you get used to it?
Wait a second, $3 million.
Oh man.
I was kidding.
Now we're talking business.
Okay, I'm 19 again, man. Damn.
Oh boy.
I don't know. But just before, and we'll probably throw it up as one of the polls that we happen to have, or something funny with the polls. But you know, what would you do? What is the craziest thing you've done for money? Please hit us up, shoot us an Instagram, shoot us an email. I would love to hear about it. And, you know, maybe we'll talk about it in our next episode, because it definitely is a funny topic. And I think that everybody, it's like a universal thing to ask your friends.
Sure.
And be like, you know, what would you do for $1 million kind of thing. I think that's one cool aspect about that question. It's that everybody at least says that once in their life, I would say. Yeah. But Carlos, which one would you pick?
I would have to go with the salmon. So long as I wear a hazmat suit and I'm praying, and I can pray loud and proud as we're doing it.
Hey, salmon could be pretty. Salmon could be small, man. It could be pretty small.
Well, it's not for me.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You know, it's ain't for me, right? I had to just kick it up in there. You know what I mean? I don't know. It would only, like, you know, yeah, it's gross to do, but if the dude's into it and I get $1 million, all right, pal, let's get over it. Oh dear, I don't know. Yeah, that's but she did all of that for me.
Yeah, she did
all of those things. $1 million liquid.
Imagine
that stuff's gonna run out. I've seen a picture of her. She's definitely gonna buy expensive stuff, and then it's gonna run out, and then it's back to Saudi Arabia next year, dude. You know, back to square one, running into old friends, and yeah, I could never do that. I can never understand why people would do that. That makes no sense to me at all. That's just me, though. If y'all can understand where she's going through, like, how could someone read that story and just be like, good for you. Good for you. You know what? Girl power. Like, huh? No. Sorry. I couldn't. I could never. I would never.
I think, Carlos, you know, I'm going to ask you for your final thoughts. I think we are, you know, getting a little bit closer to time, but what are your final thoughts on this topic and anything else you'd like to say out to our listeners?
Stay in school. Read your
best
books.
best advice you'll ever hear.
Literally do what you love. I mean, if you're gonna go to school, pick a subject that you love, and avoid Saudi royals as much as possible. And if you're gonna become a Saudi royal, if you are in the Saudi royal family, just think about your choices. All right. Or even not even just a Saudi royal, just if you're rich in general, just be normal, be sane. Learn the law, learn what's legal and what's not legal, and just be like, I'm not going to do that. I will not participate in such a thing. Definitely. You think Obama participates in stuff like that?
I do not think so, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Listener, I got this German Shepherd, and we're about to party. Look, it's imperative you take this German Shepherd and you go ape. You go ape on it. All right. I want you to go to town. It's imperative. All right. Make sure. Yeah. Just money don't make the world go round. Especially, but you know what does go round? Trauma.
Yes, it does.
And use Pepto-Bismol as much as possible, and if there's any hair care products or soaps that you know of to help homegirl to clean out, because not all of that is off for 100% off. Please support her.
Looking out for her. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully she has. I mean, I know she has the money, but hopefully she can invest it in a cleaning company, and that does the hazmat cleaning and whatnot. But yeah, those are my final thoughts. Do I do my recommendations now, or?
Oh, I'm gonna say my final thought.
Okay, you go ahead.
I would like to say that I think that society has a lot of us confused in relation to what money is and what it's supposed to be for us as individuals. I truly believe that. And I think that our topic today in relation to, what would you do for money? I think that it really values or puts on a pedestal the word money and the concept of money in itself, even just to have an episode like this. But it's like, as soon as you kind of reflect and look in the mirror and question exactly what money is to you, hopefully you look at it in a different light after hearing some of these stories of what people have been doing, what our experiences and some of the laughs and jokes or whatever it may be. But just look at it a little bit differently. It definitely will help if you kind of not use it or surround yourself with it, but it's more of just a tool for you to be able to kind of build your happiness, throughout your lifetime kind of thing. So that's the only thing I got to say. Just don't do some crazy shit for money, because money ain't shit.
For that.
Recommendations. Carlos, give me your recommendation for the week.
The Weekend album. Check that out. Oh, I watched the Turtles.
Oh, Eternals.
Yeah.
I thought you said the Turtles.
Turtles. I love Turtles.
I'm like a new thing. The turtle thing came out.
I watched Turtles yesterday.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, it was a streaming. You guys can check it out. Here's my thought. I just have a few thoughts on it. A bit of a spoiler, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna create human or species that are like nearly have superior powers, you're there to protect people from these monsters, and you create these beings, you would think that you would create one who wasn't deaf.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, they have all these powers. Why is she deaf? I'm just saying. Yeah, I know they want. I'm all for the inclusivity. You know what I mean? Support. Get these actors. And get anyone who's everyone. If they can act and they can play the role, do it. But this being is supposed to be, they're living thousands of years. And this person's deaf. That's just my take on it. Overall, movie, I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Only because I didn't like the character development in it. The graphics and the the
Fight
suits
scenes
were
and
really
stuff.
cool. Those were pretty cool, but yeah. But check it out. It's on Disney Plus. If you have the time, if time's passing and you need something to do, check it out. It's a Marvel movie, right? So that's all my recommendations.
So
What about you?
I got 2 aspects of my recommendations. One of them is I thought that Carlos is actually going to recommend some of the latest music he's been listening to, because some of this Japanese funk, pop, soul stuff that's been going out, and supposedly it's been getting big on social media, but I don't got social media, so I don't know. But some of that shit is fire.
Yes.
Go check it out. Hopefully, Carlos, if you do, hit up Carlos on Instagram or hit us up.
Yeah,
Carlos can definitely name some of the stuff. That shit is fucking fire. Definitely check that out. I think it's been on. I think the Weeknd's been sampling it. Is that why it's getting big recently?
Oh yeah, because I don't think so. I only know. I think it's been big for quite some time before. Because I know I got back into it because when I listened to the Weeknd's album, there was a song called "Out of Time," and I'm like, I've heard this beat before. Where have I heard it? And then I remember it was a Japanese city pop song that I heard like years ago, and it's called "Midnight Pretenders" by Tomoko Aran. Fire.
So go check that out.
Check out the song. Also, I should recommend another song. Fly Day Chinatown. Fly Day Chinatown. Fire song.
So go look that up. Fly Day Chinatown and
Midnight Pretenders.
Midnight Pretenders.
Yes.
So
anything else?
My personal recommendation. I actually, quite a while ago, I think it was like a couple of months ago, I actually watched the Netflix music documentary on Nina Simone. Great documentary if you are interested. For those who don't know who Nina Simone is, she was, I believe, like a soul musician, sort of jazz artist during the 60s, 50s. I believe part of the Black Panthers at one point in time. Great documentary, but I've been listening to a lot of just her music during the day, while I'm working and stuff like that. So if you are interested in jazz, 60s jazz, 70s jazz, 50s jazz, stuff like that, go look up Nina Simone. She definitely does a wonderful job.
She sang Feeling Good.
Yep.
Strange Fruits? What's the name of the song?
Strange Fruits, I think, is Billie Holiday, but I could have that wrong too. But
no, that's Nina Simone sang.
Oh, Nina Simone. Oh, okay, so the original.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel.
But yeah, huge artist. I'm a huge fan as of right now. I've been bumping your stuff all day today, actually. So go check it out, definitely. But that's all I got.
That's it for me too. I'm Carlos.
I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Tune in next week where we'll actually get Ryan to do all of this stuff for money. Fill it in. Goodbye.